Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. So today's project is a little unexpected. It all started when I saw a video by Peculiarly Ashley, and she had this brilliant idea of using a teapot as the base of miniature. And honestly, I just couldn't get it out of my mind. I knew I had to try. So I hopped in my car, made my way to Valley Village, and after a little searching, I found the perfect teapot. You know, the one just begging to be destroyed and turned into little pieces. I'm not gonna lie, smashing this teapot was oddly satisfying. It was also super messy, and I'm sure there is still glass somewhere around my room. It's not every day you get to break something with a hammer, but there's something kind of therapeutic about it. After the initial excitement, I just started putting the pieces back together and just figuring out how they would fit. Once everything was glued back in place, it was just a matter of filling in the cracks. I used air dry clay for that. It was not a very forgiving material, and therefore I had to seal it many times with Mod Podge just so it would hold strong. I wanted to add a little bit of a story to the piece, so I decided to create a tree growing right through the center of the teapot. The idea is that the reason that the walls are falling apart is because there's a tree growing through it. I took my time placing the tree carefully, making sure that the details felt natural. I was really not wanting it to look like it was just added in, but it was actually a part and growing through it. Once I was happy with the tree, I filled any remaining gaps with my handy dandy wall filler. After sanding everything down, I sealed it again, just to be safe. Then I got to finally paint it. I started with a lot of black, just so that the rest of the paint would stick. And then I went over and made some tan color for the walls. I wanted the teapot to feel grounded, so I added in a deep green accent wall to bring in some of that contrast and make it a little bit more interesting. For the floor, I cut out tiny paper tiles. Honestly, I really wasn't sure how it was going to turn out at first, just because it's an odd shape that I made. But once I just laid it all down and painted it up, I knew it was the right choice. Once the floor was set, I finished painting everything, especially the tree. I really wanted it to stand out as the focal point of the piece. It's a little bit of a time-consuming process, but I did love how the texture and character was really added through the tiling. I used polymer clay to sculpt window frames, and then I glued them to the interior and exterior of the build. To give it that extra bit of detail, I took some foam core, cutting them into rectangles. I created little faux bricks to place around the exterior. Also, when I went in and painted everything, I really just couldn't stop thinking about that yellow and orange color, and I thought, as much as it was kind of a stupid color, I really did like the character it brought to the build. So I had to go back and paint it using many, many layers just to make sure that those colors pop again. But I'm really glad that I did. After the basic structure was all set, it was time to add those little details that really make the miniature feel alive. I made tiny fruits, vegetables, and mugs, also the little eggs, come on. It was all these little touches that really helped bring it to life. And then I built a cozy little accent chair using foam, covering it in fabric scraps I had just lying around. And of course, I couldn't resist adding a little brick fireplace to give it all that homey feel. and I couldn't resist adding a turtle. To tie everything back together, I decided to bring in a little bit more nature, vines and moss climbing around the teapot. With a tree already growing through the center, it felt right to just add a little bit more of these touches. And that's it. I'm honestly so happy with how this little teapot turned out. It's quirky, it's charming, and it's full of the little details that really create a really good story. I hope you enjoyed watching the process as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more projects like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts, or if you have any ideas for future builds, comment below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and remember to stay creative.